Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this particular video, we will be going to solve a really interesting data science problem in which we have to find scores of each quartile for each company. So make sure you watch the video till end to learn about how to solve these kind of problems in SQL. And please subscribe to my channel if not already done yet, as I will be coming up with a lot more useful content. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So over here, like we had been given a restaurant health inspection data set, right? And let me just quickly walk you through with the data first, and then like we will deep dive into the problem. So as we can see, like since this is a restaurant health inspection data set, so we are having like a facility name, like which is known as like company name over here. We are having scores for each and every company. We are having activity date, and we are having like rest of the inspection details. So like employee ID, facility address, we are having all these address attributes. We are having owner ID, owner name. These are owner attributes, and we are having over here like some sort of description as well, like program status, whether it's like active, inactive, and record type, right? So now in this particular problem, what we have to do actually, right? So over here, what we have to do, we have to calculate or we have to find scores of 4 quartiles for each company, right? So over here, as I have mentioned, so we are having this facility name over here, right? And along with that, we are having scores as well, right? So basically what we have to do, we have to calculate or we have to basically divide this data into 4 quartiles, right? Or we have to make 4 quartiles of this particular data set, right? And then for each company, we have to basically find the scores of 4 quartiles, right? Then in the output, basically what we have to showcase company name along with the corresponding score of each quartile, right? So basically what we have to do, we have to first of all divide this into 4 quartiles, and then for each quartile, we have to like calculate score for each company, right? Along with that, we had be like they have mentioned in this particular problem, like order scores based on the average score of all quartiles in ascending order, right? So I mean, like one more additional thing we have to calculate. Basically, we have to calculate the average score of all the quartiles. And based on that, we have to basically order the records, right? So this is something which we have to calculate additionally just in order to order the data, right? I mean, like this could be, this is not an important thing to basically solve this particular problem, but this is an additional thing to basically order the data of this particular problem, right? So let's see like how we will be able to approach this particular problem. So since first of all, let me just quickly tell you, like since over here we are getting like we have to divide this particular data set into quartiles, right? So whenever we have to basically divide any of the data set into 4 equal parts, or like let's say n number of equal parts or n number of quartiles, so we are having a Windows functions in SQL, which is known as NTILE, right? So basically, NTILE does the exactly same thing, right? What NTILE does is NTILE basically divide the entire data based on the number of records available in this particular data set. So let's say in this particular data set, let me just quickly check like how many records are there. So over here, as we can see, we are having 299 records, right? So basically this 299 get divided into 4 equal parts, right? So let's say this is not an even number. So probably like one quartile will get some less records, right? But this particular what entile does is it will basically make sure to provide or to like allocate equal number of records to each quartile, right? So for that, what I will do basically, since we have to basically get company name and scores, right? So for that, what I will do, I will basically select, I will do select facility name, right? Along with that, we will select scores as well, right? So facility name and score. And then we have to basically, what we have to do, we have to basically get like divide this data into quartiles, right? So for that, what I will do, I will use NTILE, right? NTILE window function, right? And this is literally a powerful window function to basically get equal number of records, or like equal number of partitions, I would say, right? So NTILE of 4, since we have to, we need 4 quartiles, right? Over, over what? Over partition by, partition by what? Basically, we have to get all of these quartiles, like all of these 4 quartiles for each company, right? So basically, with respect to company, we mean to say basically facility name, right? So partition by facility name, right? Order by score. So basically for like maximum score should be at top. So I am doing order by score, and this will be my quartile, right? Now let's run this basically, and let's see like what will be our output. Let me just run both of these. Okay. So as we can see over here, we got facility name, we got score, and we are having quartile, right? So let's see like how many quartiles are there. I can see one, two, we got four as well over here. So which means like this, and let me just do it order by, let's take everything. Just to showcase you like we are getting all the 4 quartiles over here. So let me just run this once again. Yeah. So as we can see, we are having quartile number 1, then we are having quartile number 2, then quartile number 3, and quartile number 4, right? So likewise, we got all the 4 quartiles over here. Let me just remove this now. Okay. So now what we have to do basically, we need for each and every quartile, we need scores, right? So basically, let's say if for each quartile we if we need like a number of scores, so what does this mean actually? For each quartile, we have to check like which is the maximum score. Or let me just quickly show you this once again. So over here, since as we can see, this is quartile number 1, right? So from this, basically for each facility, there could be like multiple records as well, right? So for each quartile, what we are assuming over here, the maximum record which that particular facility got, that would be the final score, right? Right. So what I'm doing over here is I will take the maximum records for each facility from each quartile, right? So for that, what I will do, let me just quickly put this as a CTE. So I will use with, let's say this could be a company score. So with company underscore score, as this will be my first CTE, right? Now select star from company score. Okay, so this will be my uh in this, I will basically prepare the quartile like value, right? So over here, what we have to do, as I've mentioned, we have to basically take for each facility, we have to take the maximum score because that would be the final one, right? So for that, what I will do, I will basically select facility name, right? And apart from that, for each quartile, we have to select maximum score, right? So since over here we are having quartile, and for each quartile we have to select maximum score. So for that, what I will use case when statement, right? So case when quartile is equal to 1. So let's say case when quartile is equal to 1, then score. Then please give me score, else null, right? And I am ending this, right? Now, basically, for each quartile, so let's say if quartile is equal to 1, it will give me score, otherwise null, right? Now, from this also, I have to take the maximum score for each facility, right? So I will use max again over here, right? uh, Along with this, because for each facility, it should fetch just the maximum record, right? And I will basically give this as Q1, right? Similarly, we have to take it for Q2, similarly for Q3, and similarly for Q4, right? So over here, Q2, 3, 4, right? Similarly, over here, I will rename it 2, 3, and 4, right? So over here, we got like scores for all the 4 quartiles over here, right? And since we are basically using aggregate function and we need this value at a facility name level, so I will use group by Group by what? Group by of facility name, right? Now let's run this. Where the error is. Select facility name. We got everything. Okay, let me just run this and we will check like where the error is. Facility name. Oh, my bad. Over here. This is the star was available. Okay, so let me just run this. And as you can see, I mean, like wherever quartile 1 is there, we are getting the values. And for Q2, Q3, and Q4, we are getting null. Right. Similarly, wherever we are having like whichever company is having value for each and every quarter, we are getting values for that. Otherwise, like rest will be null. Right. So we got like quartile values from this particular query, right? Now, let me just create another CTE for this. So with, I will basically give this as CTE name as quartiles. Okay. So quartiles as, so this is my second CTE. Okay. Now, what I'm doing is select star from and quartiles. Okay. With the error is, oh, my bad. Over here it should be common. Okay, cool. So basically what we are doing over here is we are like selecting everything from quartiles, right? Now, as I mentioned in this particular problem statement, we have to basically order the records with respect to the average score for of all the quartiles, right? So first of all, what we have to do, we have to get the average of like average scores of all the quartiles, right? And then basis that we have to basically order the output, right? So for that, what I will do, I will basically calculate the average score over here, right? So what we will do, we will fetch facility name, right? Similarly, we will take Q1, we will take Q2, we will take Q3, and we will take Q4, right? So all these columns are required. And apart from that, what I will do, basically all those null values are available over here. So what we have to do, we have to first of all fill these null values, because post that only we will be able to calculate the average, right? So for that, I will use is null function, right? And is null of q1 comma 0. So basically over there, I am like filling all the null values with 0, right? For similarly for q2 as well, similarly for q3, and similarly for q4. So q2, q3, and this is Q4, right? Now, when we have to calculate the average, right, what we have to do, we have to basically sum all these up, right? And what we have to do, we have to basically divide this by number of observations, right? So over here, number of observations or number of columns are 4. So what we have to do, we have to sum this up, right? And we have to divide this with 4, right? So let me just take everything over here, right? And I'm dividing this by 4, right? So since this could be a decimal value, so I'm dividing this by 4.0, right? Because then only we will be able to get the actual number, right? So, and I will provide this as alias as average score, right? Now let me just quickly run this and we'll show you what will be the output. Expression to get data type tiny int. Okay. Mm. Okay, so let me just basically fetch like rest of the details, and probably like we will arrange this with respect to sending order, right? Probably this particular value will not be come over there, right? So for that, what I will do now, this could be my another CD, right? So for that, what I will do basically, I will give this as average. Uh, one sec. Okay, so I will give this as average quartile score, right? And this is my CT. Okay, now select. Now what we have to do basically, we have to basically select everything from average quartile score, right? So from here, what I will do, I need facility name, right? And we need all of these values as well, right? So I will basically fetch all of these, right? And apart from that, we need average score as well. So I will take average score, right? Uh, from from what? From average quartile score, right? Order by, we have to do order by what? We have to do order by at average score, right? And this should be ascending, right? Now, let me just quickly run this and let's see like what output we are getting. I mean, still we are getting that error message. Or what I will do now, I will basically take it as 0. Other than null, I will basically take it as 0. Then probably I think like this will work. So now when I'm running this, yeah. So over here, as we can see, so the problem was like we were basically taking null over there, and that's why like it was showing an error. But now over here, as you can see, we are getting facility name, we are getting all the quartiles, and along with that, we are basically getting the average score as well for each facility name, right? So yeah, and that's what like it was asked in this particular problem statement, right? Let me just quickly explain you once at a glance level, and then probably you can practice it by your own, right? So over here, what we are doing basically, we are basically like calculating or we are basically dividing the data into four equal parts, right? Based on the four quartiles, right? So over here, we are selecting facility name, we are selecting score, and we are basically using NTILE function to like divide this data into four equal parts, right? Then from there, what we were doing is like we were for each facility name and for each quartile, we were basically taking the maximum number of score, right? So we are taking all the scores which are maximum in that particular company or in that particular facility and in that particular quartile, right? We are grouping it with respect to facility name. Then since like we have to order the data with respect to average score of all the quartiles, so over here we are calculating average, right? And then what we are doing is we are basically ordering this up with respect to the average we have calculated over here, right? So yeah, guys, I hope you got to learn something new from this particular problem statement. Thank you, one and all. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.